Today's video is a yoga class to make you feel good or better. We will cover all kinds of movements in a well-rounded Vinyasa flow. Make sure you have a mat with you and maybe some blocks if you think you need them. You can also use some study books instead of the blocks. Also listen carefully to yourself and enjoy yourself, your being, your mind. Enjoy. My name is Rosa. I'm a certified yoga teacher from Amsterdam. If you want to know more about me and my classes, you can visit my website rosajanzen.com. Okay, today we're going to start in child's pose. So make sure your knees are as wide as the mat. The big toes touch in the middle of the mat. Bring your hips towards your heels. You can stretch out your arms in front of you and bring the forehead onto the mat. And take a deep breath in through the nose. And sigh it out through the mouth. One more time, in through the nose. And out through the mouth. Letting go of the life off of the mat. And arrive here in the now, in the present. Notice your body, how it feels, what's going on inside. And also your breath. Notice your breath coming in and out. You don't have to change anything, just observe. You can set your own intention for this practice, or maybe for the day or for the week. And please know that whenever you are tired or a little bit lost during the practice, you can always come back to this pose, child's pose. And if child's pose doesn't work for you, you can also sit onto your heels or lie onto your back. And very gently bring your forehead off of the mat. And then walk your hands all the way towards the right side. You can rest your head again, relax the neck, and stretch the left side of the body. Breathing into that rib cage. And then walk your hands all the way to the other side. Come to the center. And walk your hands up. So you can bring your knees together if this feels more comfortable. And if you're totally not comfortable by sitting onto your feet, you can always sit into a cross-legged position. Close your eyes for a little longer. Feel your legs touching the mat. You can very lightly engage the pelvic floor muscles. very lightly. And you contract the lower belly muscles, also very light. And this is to keep the energy inside and lift that prana, that life force, in through the body. It's also to protect the lower back. And then we're gonna follow the spine with the mind, starting at the tailbone. And then go up to the sacrum. See a natural curve in the lower back. The vertebrae of the upper back. Natural curve in the neck. You can roll your shoulders up to your ears and then down the back. Relax the arms, the hands, rest wherever it feels good. Your chin is slightly in while the crown of the head is reaching towards the sky. Relax the face. You can start your Ujjayi breath. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, try to breathe into the nose and out through the nose. And while you do this, there's a slight contraction in the back of the throat. And you're trying to make the in and exhales equal to each other in length, but also in strength. Maybe your breath is making a sound, maybe not. Maybe it's faster or slower than mine. Just find your own rhythm. If you're ready, you may open up your eyes very gently. Maybe look at a point in front of you. If you were in a cross-legged position, you can come to sit up onto your heels. And then from your heels, with your next inhale, you're coming high onto your knees, bringing your arms up. And maybe add a little back bend. Make sure you keep the core engaged while you do this to protect the back. And then with an exhale, come to sit onto your heels again. Inhale, arms up. Now with an exhale, twist towards the right, coming to sit. Inhale, come up, arms up. Exhale, come to sit, twist towards your left. Inhale, come up. And exhale, twist. Now stay here for a couple of breaths. Right hand behind you, left hand onto your right upper thigh. And we're twisting from the belly. With every inhale, lengthening. And with every exhale, you maybe twist a little bit deeper. With your inhale, come on high onto your knees, arms up. Exhale, twist towards the left. Left hand behind you, right hand onto your left upper thigh. Inhale, lengthening. And exhale, twist. So you don't have to go all the way directly. Make sure you move with the breath. Bring your arms up into the middle and then plant your hands down. Then walk your hands to the front. You can bring the toes under and bring your hips towards your heels again. Forehead onto the mat, arms out in front of you. So we're stretching the back of the feet. And maybe you can bring that pinky toe under as well to stretch all the toes. Pressing more into the hands. And then look to the front. Bring our chest forward into a cobra, toes flat. Come up for our back bend. And then toes under, child's pose with the toes under. Inhale, look forward. Come forward for your back bend cobra. Exhale. Back. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And then we come into a tabletop position. Make sure your wrists are underneath your shoulders, your knees are underneath your hips, your fingers are wide spread. Then with an inhale, bring the tailbone up, your belly goes down and look up. Cow pose. Exhale, tailbone down, round the back and look in. Inhale, tailbone up, belly down, look up. And exhale, round. One more time, inhale. And exhale, round the back. And then come back to a neutral position for the spine. With an inhale, you'll bring your right arm all the way up. And with an exhale, bring your right arm underneath your left. Bring your right ear onto the mat. You can keep your left hand here or walk it to the front of the mat. Maybe you wrap your left hand around and grab the right upper thigh. If you want to go further, you can bring your left toes under, stretch the left leg. Bring it back. Oh, I don't have that many space. And then if you want to challenge yourself already, maybe you can bring your left leg up. Bring your left knee down, clench your left hand in front of your face. Inhale, bring your right arm all the way up. Exhale, plant it down. Then with an inhale, bring your left arm up. And exhale, bring your left arm underneath your right. Left ear onto the mat. Stay here or walk your right hand to the front of the mat. Or maybe wrap it around and grab the left upper thigh. Yeah, maybe you can bring your right toes under, stretch the right leg. And if you want to challenge yourself already with some balance, you can maybe bring that right leg up. Keep on breathing. Core engaged, Ujjayi breath. And then bring your right knee down, right hand in front of your face. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, plant it down. Then we're gonna bring the arms out in front of us. Bring the chest towards the mat into a puppy pose. You can bring the chin onto the mat or your forehead. Whatever you prefer, and it can differ every day. Every day is different, so make sure that you do the right thing for you right now. Very gently walk your hands up. Now bring your toes under, bring your hips towards your heels. With an inhale, you bring the knees off of the mat. And with an exhale, you come into your first downward facing dog of the practice. Maybe you like to pedal your feet out by bending one knee and then the other. Maybe you like to shake your head. No. And yes. And look to the front of the mat and walk your feet towards your hands. You can bring your feet hip distance apart and grab the opposite elbow. Ragdoll pose. Ground the feet, sitting bones reaching up. And relax upper body, your shoulders, your neck. And don't forget your face. Maybe you like to sway side to side. And let go of the elbows. Ground your feet with an inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. So with your next inhale, you bring the arms up. And then with an exhale, bend your knees and let it go. Inhale, reach up. Exhale. You can breathe out through the mouth with this one. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. One more time because it feels so good. Exhale. Inhale, come up. And then bring your hands in front of your heart. So from here, you can place your hands onto your hips. You can bring either weight onto one leg. So let's say the right leg. Then bring your left knee into the chest, or as high as your hip. And then see if you can bring that knee to the side, down. Just some hip circles to open up that hip. And to already challenge yourself with some balance. And then plant it down. I always like to do this when I feel a lot of tension in my hip. Yes, and then plant it down. So we're going to our sun salutation. If you want to keep your feet hip distance apart, that's totally fine. If you want to bring your feet together in the middle of the mat, the toes together, heels slightly apart, you can also do that. So come to the front of the mat. With an inhale, bring your arms up. And with an exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant your palms and step your feet back into a plank pose. Check your posture in plank. Fingers wide spread. Core is engaged. Hips are in line with the rest of your body. Heels reaching backwards. Crown of the head is reaching forward. One more breath. And then bring your knees down with an exhale coming all the way down. Inhale, bring your chest up for a cobra. And exhale, toes under, downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths in downward facing dog. Your lower belly is in and up and your hips go up and back. Heels reach towards the mat, but they don't have to touch. As long as you feel a good stretch in the back of the legs, in the back of the body. Now bend your knees, look to the front of the mat and step, or maybe you want to jump. This time, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, plant the feet, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant your left foot back this time. Left knee onto the mat. You can keep your toes under if you have any knee pain, otherwise bring them flat. Inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, plant them down. Step back into a plank pose. Inhale and plank. And this time with an exhale, you're coming all the way down, keeping the knees up. Inhale, toes flat, cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your left leg up. And exhale, plant your left foot next to your left thumb. Right knee comes onto the mat. Inhale, bring the arms up. And exhale, plant them down. Bring your right foot next to your left. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the feet, inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant your right foot back. Right knee comes down. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, plant the palm, step back into a plank pose. Inhale and plank. And this time with an exhale, we're coming halfway down into chaturanga. Then roll over your toes into upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. So you can always choose yourself if you want to bring the knees down or keep them up. Depends every day, every time. Inhale, bring your right leg up. And exhale, plant your right foot next to your right thumb. Left knee comes down. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, plant the hand. Step your left foot next to your right. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, plant the feet, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Take a deep breath. Inhale, bring your arms all the way up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your left foot back. But keep your left knee up, planting the left hand onto the mat, fingers wide spread. Bring your right arm up. Easy twist. Maybe you look up. And if this doesn't feel good for your neck, you can always look down or straight ahead. And plant your right hand down. Step back into a plank pose. Inhale and plank. And then with an exhale, you're coming all the way or halfway down. Inhale, rolling over the toes for your back bend. And exhale, downward facing dog. Now inhale, bring your left leg up. Keep it up. Bend your left knee, opening up the hip. See if you can bring the left foot a little bit closer towards your right hip. Left knee up high. But also make sure there's still equal weight on both of the hands. Then bring your knee to the center. Look to your hands and step your left foot on the left side of your left foot. So on the pinky side. And bring your right knee down. Toes flat or under, whatever feels good. And then with an inhale, bring your chest forward for a little back bend. And exhale, come back, round the back and bring the left toes up. So you flex the left foot. Inhale, come forward, opening up the chest. Exhale, come back around. Inhale. And exhale, round. And then come forward again. And bring your right foot next to your right pinky. Walking the feet to the middle, hip distance apart, or your big toes together. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant your right foot back. Plant your right hand onto the mat, left arm up. And twist again from the belly. Don't forget your Ujjayi breath. And then look down. Plant your left hand, step back into a plank pose. Inhale and plank. With an exhale, you're coming all the way or halfway down. Inhale, rolling over the toes. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your right leg up. Bend your right knee, open up the hip. See if you can bring that right foot a little bit closer towards your left hip. And the right knee up. Still equal weight on both of the hands. And smile. Bring your knee to the center. Place your right foot on the pinky side of that right hand. And then bring your left knee down. Inhale, opening up your chest. Exhale, come back around the back and your right toes up. Inhale, coming forward. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale, round the back. Inhale, come forward. And then plant your left foot next to your left pinky. Walk your feet hip distance apart or big toes to touch. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Plant the feet, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Take one deep breath. We're gonna do another flow and add some movements. So with an inhale, bring your arms all the way up. Exhale, fold forwards. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your left foot back. Left hand onto the mat, right arm up. Easy twist. So see if you can bring only your upper body up. So you're in a high lunge twist. See if you can bring the arms in one line. Maybe look over towards the right arm. Then with an inhale, come to the center on Vinyasa. Stay here for one more breath. Reach that left heel backwards. Strong legs. Maybe you can relax your shoulder a little bit more. Last inhale. And with an exhale, warrior two. So your left foot is parallel to the short edge of the mat right now. Right knee is bent deeply. Look over your right fingertips. See if the right ankle is right on top of the right knee is right on top of the right ankle. Then bring your right palm up and reverse. Bring the right arm back. See, that knee is staying the same as in warrior two. Maybe you roll the right wrist towards one side and towards the other. Then straighten the front leg. Reach your right arm forward. And then bring your right arm down, left arm up. I always like to spread my fingers wide here. All the energy going out of all the fingertips and all the toes. And again, you can look up or down, whatever feels good for your neck. Then bring your left hand onto your left hip. Bend your right knee. We're gonna bring the right hand towards the right corner of the mat. Maybe you need to use a block, since most of us have longer legs than we have torsos. Then bring the left foot off of the mat into a half moon. Flex that left foot, solve the left foot, reaching backwards. Bring the whole body to the long side of the mat. Both legs are super strong, and if you feel stable, you can maybe bring that left arm up and maybe even look up. Then bend that right knee. See if you can step into a warrior two. Windmill the arms forward. Plant the palms into a plank pose. Inhale and plank. Exhale, coming all the way or halfway down. Inhale, rolling over the toes. And exhale, downward facing dog. One deep breath here. Inhale, bring your left leg up. Bend your knee, opening up the hip. You can stay here, or if you want to go for a wild thing, you step your left foot back. Bring the left arm off of the mat. Bring your hips up as high as you can. Opening up the heart. Everything. And then look down to the mat, planting your left palm. Reach that left leg up. And exhale, bring your left foot next to that left pinky again. Right knee onto the mat. Inhale, opening up the chest. Exhale, come back round the back. Inhale, come forward, back bend. Exhale, round. Inhale, come forward. And exhale, come back. Stay here. See, you can try to come into a split. I cannot really do it, but I always like to try. Just to bring the left leg to the front as much as you can. Keep coming onto your fist or on your fingertips. I always like to come onto my fist just to protect my fingers. And breathe. So even if you cannot go for the full split, you can try. If this is really, really painful, please carefully come out of it. So everyone can bring the front foot onto the mat and very carefully come out. Bring both hands on the inside of the left foot. Bring the left foot on the left side of the mat. And you can stay here. Or if you want to go for a deeper hip opener, you can maybe bring your forearms onto the mat. Or maybe you use a block or a book. Make sure you relax the head, your shoulders, and your face. And you can also always come onto the left side of that left foot for an even more deeper stretch. Take a couple of deep breaths here. Lizard pose. Very gently come onto your hands. Plant that left foot. Bring the right toes under and bring that right foot next to that right pinky. See if you can stay here into a squat. Maybe you are up here. Make sure the heels are onto the mat. And you can bring your arms in front of your heart. So if you can sit down, sit down. Otherwise, stay up. And again, taking a couple of deep breaths. Bring the knees to the side with the elbows. And bring your hands in front of you onto the mat. Straighten the legs, bring the toes forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Going to the other side. Inhale, bring the arms up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. And exhale, plant your right foot back. Plant your right hand onto the mat, left arm up. Easy twist. See if you can bring the upper body up into a high lunge twist. Maybe you look back towards your left arm. Keep the front knee deeply bent. And breathe. Come to the center, arms up. Exhale, relax the shoulder, maybe shoulders. Maybe you can sit in a little bit deeper. Core is engaged. But make sure you can still breathe into the lungs. Last inhale. And then with an exhale, warrior two. So the only thing that moves is actually the back foot and your arms. Looking over the left fingertips. Opening up the hip. And then bring your left palm up, reach it backwards, reverse. Maybe you roll the left wrist towards one side and towards the other. Straighten the front leg, reach your left arm forward, and then bring your left arm down, right arm up. Spread the fingers wide. Bend your front knee, bring your right hand onto your right hip. You can bring your left hand to the left corner of the mat or onto a block. Bringing your right foot off of the mat. Bringing your right foot off of the mat. Bring the right foot, the sole of the right foot towards the back of the mat. Opening up, bring the right arm up if you feel balanced. And if you still feel balanced, maybe you even look up. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Bend your front knee. See if you can step very gently into warrior two. Maybe it's not so gently. That is okay. Windmill the arms forward. Plant the palms. And step back into a plank pose. Inhale and plank. Exhale, coming all the way or halfway down. Inhale, rolling over the toes. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, bring your right leg up. Bend your right knee, opening up the hip. You can stay here, or if you want, you go into a wild thing. Bring the right foot back, right arm off of the mat. Opening up the hips, opening up the heart. And then look down to the mat. Plant your right palm, right leg up. Exhale, plant your right foot next to your right pinky. Left knee down. Inhale, opening up the chest. Exhale, round. Inhale, come forward. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale, come back. If you want to try a split variation, you can maybe walk your right foot to the front. Straighten that left leg as much as you can. Coming onto the fingertips or your fists. Just be happy with where you're at. Don't overdo yourself. Acknowledge what you are capable of. Very gently coming out. Bringing the right foot to the right side of the mat. And your hands in the middle, underneath your shoulders. You can stay here, or if you want, you can place your forearms onto the mat or onto a block. Into a lizard pose. Deep hip opening. You can also always come onto the right side of the right foot. Very carefully walk your hands up and then place your left foot next to your left pinky into that Malasana squat again. So bring your right hand onto the mat, bring your left arm up for a little twist. Bring your left arm down, bring your right arm up. And then bring it down. Straighten your legs, bring the toes forward. Uttanasana, forward fold. Ground the feet, rise all the way up. And hands in front of your heart. Take a one deep breath. Now come to stand onto the long side of the mat. We're gonna bring the feet wide. We're gonna bring the toes to the side and the arms up into a star pose. And then with your next exhale, we're gonna bend the knees, bend the elbows into a squat. Inhale, straighten everything. Exhale, squat. Inhale. Exhale, squat. One more time, inhale. Exhale, squat. Stay here. This is goddess pose. And see if you can maybe bring that left heel up. Bring it down. Bring that right heel up. And down. And maybe you can bring both heels up. Keep your balance. Maybe you look at a point which is not moving. And then bring it down. And then straighten your legs. Bring the toes a little bit in, heels a little bit out. Hands onto your hips. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And with an exhale, fold from the hips into a Prasarita Padottanasana. You can bring your hands underneath your shoulders, maybe onto blocks. And try to relax the neck, the shoulders, the face. And then come onto your fingertips, straighten the spine. And bring your left toes towards the left. Bend your left knee and see if you can bring the right toes up to the sky while keeping your left heel onto the mat. So maybe your left heel is off of the mat. See if you can bring it onto the mat, and maybe that means you are a little bit higher. That's okay. This is Kandasana. Then with an inhale, come to the center. Exhale, bend your right knee, bring the left toes up. Inhale to the center, all the way to the other side again. Inhale to the center. Exhale to the right. See if you can plant your right hand, bring the left arm up. And then bring it down. We're going to do the same thing again, but maybe you can keep your hands off of the mat this time to only use your strength of the legs. With an inhale, come to the center. Exhale towards the left. Inhale, center. Exhale to the right. I always like to move my arms around. Inhale. And exhale to the left. Maybe you can bring your left hand onto the mat. Right arm up. And then bring it down. One more time to the center. Exhale to the front. Place your hands. Bring your right foot back into a plank pose. Inhale and plank. You can do your last vinyasa. Exhale, coming all the way or halfway down. Inhale, rolling over the toes. And exhale, downward facing dog. It's also the last downward facing dog. Take a couple of deep breaths. Enjoy. And then bring your knees onto the mat. You can bring your knees together in the middle and your feet as wide as the mat. We're going to sit in between the feet. Maybe you need a block or a book to sit on, or a cushion. And maybe you like to roll the flesh from the lower legs to the side, and then you come to a sit. Make sure you sit upright. If you have any ankle pain, you can come sit up higher, or maybe just bring your feet together, or come to sit into Sukhasana, a cross-legged pose. Bring your hands onto your lap. You can close your eyes, or if you don't want to, you can look at a point in front of you. Focus your gaze. If you have your eyes closed, maybe you can focus your attention onto the tip of your nose or in between the eyebrows. This is also called the seed of Hanuman, and it stands for patience. So be patient. If you are ready to come out, you can gently open up your eyes, walk your hands to the front. Maybe you like to pedal your feet out. And come to sit onto your sitting bones. Straighten your legs out in front of you. And maybe your knees are a little bit bent. Make sure you flex the feet, toes are up. You can bring your hands next to your hips. You can also always sit onto a blanket. If your elbows are bent, that's okay. Make sure you relax the shoulders, sit up tall. And again, we're gonna focus our attention onto one point, our side. This will increase concentration and of course your focus, your drishti in Sanskrit. Just a soft gaze. Yoga is the cessation of the fluctuations of the mind. Bring your right knee into the chest, your right leg towards the right knee towards the right. Flex that left foot. With an inhale, bring your arms up, lengthen the spine. And with an exhale, fold over that left leg. Janszen. With every inhale, you lengthen. And with every exhale, you maybe fold a little bit deeper. So please don't push yourself, relax. Be happy with how far you can already go. Relax the shoulders, the neck. And move with the breath. So with every inhale, you try to lengthen. And with every exhale, you try to relax a little more. With your next inhale, walk your hands up. Bring your right knee into the chest, straighten the right leg. Bring your left knee into the chest, left knee towards the side. Inhale, arms up, lengthen. Exhale, fold over that right leg. With every inhale, lengthen. With every exhale, fold. Very gently walk your hands up. Bring your left knee into the chest, straighten your left leg. And come to sit onto the front of the mat. We're gonna do one more core exercise and then we're gonna chill out and relax onto the mat, cool down. Lean a little bit back, bring your arms out in front of you. And then bring the feet off of the mat, boat pose. Boat pose, Navasana. You can stay here or maybe you can straighten the legs. I cannot fully straighten them, but maybe there's a slight bend in the knee. And then we're gonna go down, keeping the legs and the head and the chest off of the mat. Inhale, come up. Exhale, down. Inhale, come up. Exhale. You can hear I am shaking. Inhale. And exhale. One more time. Inhale, up. Exhale, coming down. And then come to lie down onto your back. Relax your shoulders back to the mat. And then plant your feet. Make sure you can touch the heels with the fingertips. Your knees and your feet are hip distance apart. And then with an inhale, plant the feet. Bring the hips up as high as you can. If you want, you can roll your shoulders under and interlace the fingers. Bridge pose. So also make sure you engage the core over here to protect your back. And let go of the fingers. Roll your shoulders back and come down onto your back. Rest a couple of breaths in a neutral position for the spine. You can rest your hands wherever you like. I always like to put my hands onto my belly or onto my chest. You can do the same thing again, or if you want to do a wheel pose or full bridge, it's part of your practice. You can bring the hands next to your ears with the fingertips facing down. And then with an inhale, you're coming all the way up. Bringing the chest up. See if you can straighten the arms and the legs a little bit more. Opening up. And if you are ready to come out, make sure the back of the head is landing first. And then the rest will follow. Bring your feet as wide as the mat and the knees together in the middle. Couple of deep breaths again. Bring your feet and your knees hip distance apart again. Bring your right leg up to the sky. Roll your right ankle towards one side. And then towards the other. Bring your right ankle on top of the left thigh. You can stay here, bring the right knee away from you, or you bring your left knee into the chest. And while you bring your left knee into the chest, you bring your right knee more away from you. Opening up the hip again. A lot of hip opening this class. Maybe you like to sway side to side. And then plant your left foot. Reach the right leg up and bring it down. Bring the left leg up. Roll the left ankle towards one side and towards the other. And bring your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Stay here, bringing the left knee away from you, or you bring the right knee into the chest. And then bring your right foot down, bring the left leg up and plant it down. And straighten the legs. Let your feet fall out to the sides. Open up your arms And then bring your right arm underneath the left for eagle arms. Make sure your elbows are on shoulder height. And maybe you can rest your hands onto your forehead. See if you can bring the shoulders a little bit more back towards the mat. And then open up your arms. Bring your left arm underneath the right. Bring your elbows on shoulder height. See if you can bring the shoulders towards the mat. You can rest your hands onto your forehead. Opening up the arms. If you want to do another pose before Shavasana, you can do so. You can also put something warm on if you want. No worries about time or anything. I will guide you out of Shavasana. So if you're laying down, the feet fall out to the sides. Your hips spreading out onto the mat. Shoulders back to the mat. And your eyebrows and your eyes are soft. Relaxing the lips and the jaw. You can let go of any controlled breathing or tension. This is the time where you don't have to do anything. To come out of Shavasana, you can bring some gentle movements back into your body. In your fingers, and your toes, the wrists and the ankles. Maybe you like to sway your head from side to side. Maybe you like to bring your hands overhead and stretch yourself all the way out. Maybe you even like to make a little ball out of yourself, bringing the knees in. And then you can roll over towards your right side. And mindfully come to sit into a seated position. You can sit cross-legged. And bring your hands one more moment in front of your sternum into Anjali Mudra, prayer position. And remember your own intention. That intention you set at the beginning of the class. Be thankful for yourself and for this day. Bringing your hands in front of your forehead. Then I would like to thank you very much. Namaste. Leave a comment what and if you liked this video. Also, if you have any questions, feedback or recommendation, I would love to hear them. If you're interested in me and my yoga classes and be the first to know whenever I offer a free guide or workshop, you can keep an eye on my website rosajansen.com or keep an eye on my YouTube channel. And of course, like and subscribe to my channel and have a wonderful day.